Hello, I'm Juicy Jones. It's Saturday morning and it's Vaping Dawn to Dusk. This is the show where we wake up and have some tea and meet a friend and talk to people and basically wake up. So come back. We're going to meet our friend Chili Dog from Instagram. He's great. And we're going to hang out together and meet everybody in chat. And so here is a little intro for you. Vaping Dawn to Dusk, Vaping Dawn to Dusk with Chili Dog, Vaping Dawn to Dusk. How'd you like that? It was just a thumbnail, I know. So, I'm Juicy Jones, this is Juicy Jones HQ, and on Saturday mornings we do Vaping Dawn to Dusk where we reach out to somebody and have an interview and find out their vaping story and talk about how hard it is to quit smoking. If you're trying to quit smoking, or if you have quit smoking, and if you're sticking with it, that is great, and we're here to help you. So let me bring on our buddy here, because I don't want to waste too much time, and then we'll do some shout outs to the chat. And here he is. Boom. There is our friend, Colin, Chili Dog. How are you, buddy?
Morning. Hello.
You're looking good. Salut. You're in Paris, right? Ish?
No, I'm in the south of France, in Toulouse, actually.
Oh, where the weather's so nice.
Not today, but yes, usually it's.
Haha, it's that way here too. It's actually, we got our cold weather back. It's so great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, you're welcome. Let me see who is in chat here. I don't know what I did with my chat window. It like mysteriously moves around. There it is. Oh God, there's a lot of people. Hey everybody, Roan, Phil, Michaela, Jean-Yves Alain. Great name, by the way. That just rolls off the tongue. That's a freaking great name. Graham Taylor and everybody. Neil Pariah. I can't name everybody. Chili Dog, you're there too. That's great. Thanks for chatting. That's awesome. Julie Dickinson, good morning, everybody. I hope all of y'all are having a nice day. I want to remind you all in chat too that since this is all paid for by my personal self and my checking account, that you can feel free to use the super chat. It's a live chat, by the way, and all your super chats you can donate $1 or anything, and those go up into a big banner that I see, and you get a shout out for every one of those things. I just want to let you guys know because that's a great way to get back to the channel for the little tiny bit that we get from that. We spend it all on dog food. In fact, Colin here, our good friend, donated a few weeks ago doing that, and I had to buy prescription dog food, which that cost $400 for us to do that. But hey, whatever. Dogs, right? Sir, good morning. How are you? Colin.
Oh, me? Yes,
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm very good.
Were you reading chat?
Yes.
It's too easy. It's too easy to get lost in the chat. I love seeing everybody who comes on, and all of these people. Colin, as you guys will know, is one of our friends from chat. Someone we met on Instagram, and if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, there's his name written on the bottom of the screen. And when we're through here, I will put links in the description to his Instagram, which that's something I forgot to do before the show. It's great to see you. So you tell us what your vapor story is, because I know that you quit smoking pretty recently, and we just met you in December, January-ish, and so I'm really excited about getting your vapor story, especially here on tape. It isn't tape anymore, obviously, and getting to know you a little bit better. So I'm really excited. How long did you smoke, and how hard did you try to quit smoking, and what was that process like for you?
Well, like many of us here, I started in 13, 14. And I smoked for a good 25 years.
Yikes.
I'm 40 now. So yeah. I honestly never really tried to give up. I'm not sure if you know, there's about 33% of people in France that smoke. So everybody
Really? I knew it was high.
It's that high, yeah. Especially between 20 and 50. It's almost 50% of people that smoke between 20 and 50.
That's crazy high. I've been to France, and I know that a lot of people smoke, but I didn't know it was that high.
So it's pretty normal for people to smoke. And then in October, we got a new colleague who vaped, and I have a few friends that vaped. I never really tried to stop smoking, but obviously hitting 40 and things, we kind of think maybe that should be something to be done.
And you have kids too, right?
Of course, yeah. So that's the main reason, obviously, that I wanted to stop.
Were you like a heavy smoker, or did you smoke like
a pack a day?
Yeah, that's probably pretty average.
Yeah.
Especially in a place where it's easy to smoke, and everywhere you can smoke, and no one cares if you light up. You know, it's super easy to just smoke.
Yeah, that's right. It is. There's dedicated smoking areas at work for people, and there's
Yeah,
We're seeing more and more vapors in these smoking areas, which is really great.
that is
I
great.
think, I think the amount of people in France that have stopped smoking in the last couple of years has been quite tremendous, actually.
Gosh, I hope so.
Good to see.
Is the French National Health Service a bit like the English one that acknowledges that vaping helps quitting smoking and that it's a good thing, or
Not
is it?
yet, but there's a new vote coming that should turn that around by the end of the year, I think. I think that's going to be for next year.
That's cool.
Where, vaping will be, again, allowed in public places, even hospitals. You'll be able to vape soon.
That's a big deal. Hospitals, it's a good deal.
It's a big deal. Yeah.
We had a very good study here at Harvard. No. What am I saying? Forget about Harvard. We had a very good study here at the Mayo Clinic where it was a very small thing, but for a bunch of people who came in who were only doing overnight stays, who smoked cigarettes, they gave them all a vape. And they said, hey, no big deal. If you need to smoke, don't smoke. Just vape on this while you're here and then keep it. And if you want to use it later, fine. If not, fine. We're going to call you in a month. A month later, 30%, like 23% of them or something didn't smoke anymore and had never smoked again. That percentage is humongous. So hospitals is especially important because they can get patients in, get them off the cigarettes, and get them back out in the world. And in a place where 30% of people smoke, that could be humongous.
Yeah. So in October of last year, we had a new colleague. He was vaping. I had some friends that vaped. And I thought, well, I'm going to start looking into it. We have the same thing in France where there's a lot of negative press about it.
Fake news.
They're losing a lot of income from all these people stopping smoking. It's in the millions of people that are stopping smoking in Europe. So you can understand why they do that. So I looked into it, looked at the videos, read as many articles as I could, and thought, okay, let's see what's available. And I started with a iStick Pico with the Milo tank on it.
There you go. That's a great kit.
Yeah. So I.
No wonder you were successful.
So I got that. Got two different tobacco juices to start with, and I started, cold turkey. I think I smoked 4 cigarettes the first day, then 2 cigarettes the next day, and by the third day in the morning, in the car on the way to work, I lit the cigarette, and it tasted disgusting. I just threw that.
That's awesome.
I have not smoked since.
That's awesome. You can't underestimate the power of something that tastes delicious that still gives you that nicotine, even if it's weird. Like I remember when I first started vaping, the liquid tasted weird and it had too much nicotine or too little, and it was strange. But I stuck with it. And it was so much. You're right. Cigarettes are disgusting. By the way, I just want to shout out real quick. Thanks so much to Cliff Vales and 6Retro6. Both of you are the greatest. Thank you so much. They both use the super chat. Cliff Vales says, good morning, y'all. Coffee and vapes, cheers, which I absolutely say the same thing. I'll have a sip of vape and coffee to you. And to 6Retro6, he said, well, let's get this going. Greets from Sweden. And I absolutely love, don't you? I just love the fact that we have international peeps in the audience of this show, and I'm so flattered. It's one of the reasons why we originally started this, was to get people from all over the world interested in quitting smoking. And I love this discussion. I love finding out about what's up in France and how you guys see this and how different it is. But I love hearing also that you're on the way to work and you lit that cigarette, threw it out the window, because that's a universal feeling.
Oh yeah, it was disgusting.
That's a great feeling. I hope you enjoyed that. Like, did you feel good? You're like, give me my vape. I'm going to vape on this.
I thought, I knew that at that moment, that I was not going to be smoking cigarettes again. And now, it's the way cigarette smoke now is a bit yucky.
Yeah, it isn't, and don't you feel like a kind of like a hypocrite a little bit? But it's still gross. It's like you smell it, and it's like, stop it.
Nope.
We live in an apartment building downtown, and people walk by the door underneath or the sidewalk and walk their dogs and stuff. And occasionally, someone's smoking a cigarette, and my girlfriend and I both are just like, "What is that? No, damn it! Someone's smoking outside again!" Yeah, we walk up to the window, and
how dare they?
I know, and we never say anything unless it's one of our neighbors or something who's down there for a while, like having a smoke meeting or whatever, And we're just like, "Hey, can you guys move it? Because you don't realize it. They don't know this, but the air, our building sucks in air. It's how it's designed. And it's heinous if you smoke near our building. It has a 1960s HVAC system, and it just sucks in air. So, whoo boy, it's bad.
No, can't be nice.
No. But I'm really glad to see that that stuck with you. Let me ask you, did you? So it took you a few days, but
Yeah.
I always want to see other people's perspective on this too. But do you? I guess in my experience, the thing that really helped me most was that I sort of made a decision. You know what I mean? Because did you try to quit smoking before you
No,
actually did
never.
quit? You didn't
Never
actually
thought
ever
about
try?
it, to be honest. No. No, I hated myself for smoking, but I
Yeah,
I knew it'd be hard to quit. So,
yeah,
and I saw other people try with the ego style pens, a few years ago, and they do that for a month or two, but then they go back to the cigarettes.
yeah. Those things weren't
So
super satisfying.
yeah, I didn't really think that was going to work. But we are in a day and age, luckily, where the vaping material and the mods and the tanks just work so much better.
Yeah.
Just
Speaking of which,
why would you smoke?
oh, I know. Right now, I don't know why. And every time I wake up and smell my own clothes, I'm like, oh, I love how I don't stink anymore. At worst, someone complains that I smell like a bakery every once in a while, and that doesn't bother me in the slightest. Yeah, not in a bit, not in the least. That reminds me, what are you vaping on now? I know that you picked up my favorite quitting. We should just tell people one of the things to quit on. You used the Milo, which is a great tank on a mod, and now you've got that Nautilus too.
Nautilus 2,
Yeah.
and for May the 4th, I have the Skywalker.
The Skywalker RDA, and you have an avocado too. I can't find my Nautilus too. I looked for it before the show, but I had it in my work pants or something, and now it's around the house somewhere. But I love that thing. I vape my Nautilus 2 at work with the Harvey from Mountain Oak Vapors, and I just love it. I think it's great. Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I hear they're
frozen
coming
on a
to,
hilarious frame right now.
Oh no. We have the Mountain Oak Vapors TPD coming to the Europe, I think.
Is that true? That's amazing. That's so cool. You know what? Your video
I saw a
froze.
post on that. Yeah.
There you go. You're back.
Okay.
It was a hilarious frame though, and I'll see if we can get you a screenshot later. That was really funny. We'll make a note. We're like half an hour in. That's funny. Your face was twisted, but there was a cool vape on the screen. Thank you
I
so
see it.
much, Dana Frank. Also, Dana Frank has also sent us a super chat, and I love you. I love you. Let's have a cup of tea and a vape for her. I'm vaping on my Aspire Exo tank, which I just got in the mail last week. I'm vaping one of the other Mountain Oak Vapors that they sent me. It's the POM, the pineapple orange mango. Sorry, I can't pronounce that word. And I'm trying to figure out whether I like the Exo tank or not. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think I do, but it's one of those tanks that uses lots of juice. What do you have that uses the most juice out of your gear that you've got?
Ooh.
Maybe the avocado.
TFV8 is pretty good at
Ooh.
using juice.
You're right. It's efficient. It's sucking it up real good.
And my combo actually goes to quite a lot of juice with the dual coil setup on that.
Oh yeah, the combo RDTA is like a huge
Seriously.
limitless. Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
Yes, it's like a big limitless, but it has a single coil option.
By the way, how do you like that thing?
The combo, love it.
Mhm.
Absolutely
great.
love it. Easy to build on. You've got a choice of different decks. So if you like your flat wire, you can have your flat post deck. You can have your round deck. No, love it. Can put some big stunking coils in there, and it's an
Yeah.
RTA, and it normally doesn't leak. Oh, great.
It reminds me a little bit of the Pharaoh. Just because, actually, the only reason I say that is it's an RDTA that has a single coil on top, so it's not really that similar. But I do like that. I've got this RDTA box from iJoy that I'm gonna build on. I keep trying to shoot
Well, that's
some video.
very similar to the combo, isn't it? The tank on that,
Yeah.
the RDA on that.
Very. It's another one of those generational things where sometime last year, everyone decided that the avocado RDTAs were it. That's what happened. Finally, it took 6 months, but everyone finally figured out the RDTAs were it. And then a bunch of copies came out, but people like the Limitless one the best because it has the biggest airflow. Not the best flavor, in my opinion. But yeah, then we saw a million copies of it. And I skipped the RDTA box, but they sent it to me, and I'm vaping on it anyway, and it turns out I love it. I didn't think, I just hard passed on it. I'm like, oh, big thing, 12 mil capacity, whatever. Turns out it's awesome. I'm pleasantly surprised to be wrong there.
12 mil, really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you'd have
12
to
and
buy
a
two
half.
TPD bottles to fill it.
Yeah, and what's nice is you take it to work and it's like, whoa, like you take it in the car and goodness, man. I mean, you can vape forever. Hey, there's Austin McBride. That is my cousin Shelby's boyfriend. They That is so awesome. He built in his TFE12. That's my cousin Shelby. I adore them. They are so great. And the last time I saw them was maybe 2.5 years ago at my grandmother's funeral. We were down in Texas. And I am so thrilled that they came on to the show last week and said
I asked him.
that, yeah, that they had quit smoking and they were watching the channel. And it just warms my heart. I'm just so stoked about that. I love them. And I just love the idea they're not going to die of lung cancer. And then we can sit around laughing about what flavors we're vaping. You know, like, that's so good. That's so great. Oh, and there's Stephen Waddell, Orbital Joe. I should do a massive round of these. Oh, Macaron. Someone's talking about Macaron vapes, by the way. Oh, Cliff Vales is vaping on a Cleto 120 with Mr. Macaron. I still don't have a Cleto one. I was going to order one. I got this Exo tank. I actually asked Aspire to send it, and they didn't, so I just bought one. And turns out it's pretty good. But I want a Cleto so I can build on it. It's kind of tall. Do you care about the... Are you one of those people who cares about the way tanks look and they're shaped, or does it matter to you as long as it's just...
I have a combo, and that's massively tall.
Yeah.
As long as the vape's good.
It is really
Whatever works for you, honestly. Aesthetics, no. Don't really care about aesthetics. Even though I must say, I do love the tiny Skywalker out here. It's wonderful.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I'm probably massively concerned with aesthetic. Not concerned, but like I really care. And like I'll vape on ugly stuff, but the truth is my favorite stuff is stuff that looks as good as it, you know, like I love the avocado, and one of the reasons is it looks sci-fi. I hated the theorem, but you know, I underscored this in my review and all the time that it is the coolest looking atomizer ever made. I still believe the theorem is the coolest looking, and I still vape it because it looks cool. And actually, it's a great single coil to take to work for.
The theorem, you said.
Yeah, terrible thing to use. Don't buy one. I underscore that, but it is. You can get one for like $10 now, but it is the best example of how RDTA wicking works. Anyway, I go on at length about this, but anyway, I care a little bit about how things look too. Some people care and some people don't. That's why I'm asking, and so it's a good question.
Matchy is always good.
Yeah, right. I started to get almost everything in silver just because I'm kind of tired of trying to match everything. It's not working.
I don't specifically go out to have matching stuff.
Look, I've got my little. I'll get a battery here. I've got my iJoy. I'm sorry, my Joytech Elitar pipe. There we go. Oh, your video cut out for a second. It just flashed your name.
Oh, great. That was me. My bad.
Michaela says that you can use the RBA from the original Cleto and the Exo, perhaps. I'm going to try that out. They're only like $15. I'm going to order one. Thanks, Michaela. My beef with... I need to get a Cleto 120 and a Cleto, because the Cleto lets you adjust the air. The Exo, you can't adjust the air. You have to just like it. And there aren't very many tanks where I just like the air by itself. Like, what do you think about that? Do you always adjust the air on yours, or sometimes you're just like, all the way open, I'm fine?
Depends, yeah. It really depends on how it's vaping and how... On many things I leave it full open, especially the new flavor RDAs. On the Nautilus, I have it closed down pretty much as mouth to lung most of the time. And on the TFV8, yeah, halfway.
Yeah, oh my God, the TFE8 for me, I even go less than halfway. And on the TFE12, you know, my experience so far has been that on these new like V12 tanks, all the big generation of TFE12, the what's it called? The one from iJoy, the Ego, the Sense Blazer, you know, there's an entire generation of these. Well, that one, maybe that one counts because it's the air. And then also, anyway, so, the V-Tank from OBS. Here it is right in front of me. So on all of these big new generation tanks, bigger than the TFE8, I've noticed all they are is just more air. And for me, that's just not how I vape. So I pretty much don't like these universally. But some of them I can beat down to where I do like them okay. Like the smoke system, I always like it okay because the flavor is good and you can adjust the air down. It doesn't like whistle. But the TFE12 simply consumes too much e-liquid for me. It is, you know, I start necking down those coils until I'm on the 4-coil one, and that's fine. But still, it uses too much, and then I'm back on my TFE8, which is about the maximum amount of juice I want to go through. It is staggering how much e-liquid you go through with these things, to me.
Yeah, and you mentioned something important in your last podcast about we don't know the effects of massive consumption of e-juice. So
Yeah.
we have some good studies on that. It might be good to not be vaping that much.
Yeah, there's no science. We have I'm Mr. Science, and there's science about Nautilus 2 style vaping, and then I push it into maybe TFV8 or limitless style vaping. But when we're going to these V12 and even more, I mean, we're talking about going through 120 mils of liquid every 3 days, and it's just too much. It's just way too much. I just don't know. And it is delicious, but it isn't more delicious than half that much.
Mm.
And we don't have.
I find, for deliciousness, just put Nautilus 2.
The flavor, and it's satisfying too. It's good. And maybe the question for these people is maybe they need to raise the. And I'm not telling anyone what to do, and I'm not judging. It's just I just think people need to think about this, because I've made my decision, and that is that I don't prefer it. I also don't find that super high air vaping satisfying. I don't get good lung hits out of it. I don't get a good throat hit. I get none of that. I just get air, and I don't find that particularly pleasing. So for me, because of the science and because it's unnecessary and the consumption and the cost and all that, I don't think it's economical to do that. And that's just that's my thing.
Definitely not. That's why I started DIYing. The TFV8 tank is the reason I started doing DIY.
Yeah, it's a massive consumer of juice. And I want to thank Van Gogh Vapes. By the way, if you guys go to Van Gogh Vapes, use the code JuicyJonesHQ, you get 15% off. Van Gogh Vapes provides the e-liquid that I use to review these tanks. And I could not afford it. There's no way that I could afford all this e-liquid. They send an enormous amount of e-liquid in zero for me to test, and they're so fantastic about it. They never ask twice. I love them. They really support us because they're sympathetic about how you just plow through juice. And my message to everybody out there is that I don't think you can afford it, or I don't think you should. Personally, that's me. Who else just came in? I see more people in there. Juicy Reviews.
Stu came in.
Yeah, there he is. Good morning, Mr. Scientific Gizzard. How are you? He's been popping up on my Instagram feed a lot lately because of Facebook's formula. Yay. Hey, there's Ready to Mosh. Good for you. Leighton. I was ready to see you, Leighton. Cliff. Yeah, I think the consumption is going a little crazy. By the way, I forgot to ask you, by the way, something I want to know. And that is, I forgot to ask you where you work, if you can tell us that. But first, let me just do a little identifier. I'm Juicy Jones, and this is Vaping Dawn to Dusk. And you're watching my Saturday morning show on my YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm so incoherent because it's Saturday morning. It can't make any sense. And today we're talking to our friend Colin, who is ChiliDog_ on Instagram. Go follow him. And he's about to tell us what he does for a living. We've already got his vapor story, so you have to rewind and watch it.
Okay, I am an IT security infrastructure architect.
Ooh, nice!
For a multinational manufacturing company that make tubes that fly around with people in.
Oh, nice. No wonder you asked such pointed and relevant questions when I was having trouble earlier logging into my Facebook. I was like, that's a very relevant question. Yes, I do.
So yeah, we work on securing the infrastructure and keeping the business engineering side running.
That's great. That's great work. That's awesome.
I love what I do.
That's fantastic. Do you get to travel? You probably get a discount, I know. But for your job.
We have the main sites in Europe are Spain, UK, Germany. So yeah, I go to Germany quite a lot.
That sounds fun.
Okay.
Beer and sausages.
Oh yes, they're bratwursts and currywursts.
Yep. On every corner, y'all. Every corner. There's some guy that owns a little pub. You sit down and they make it there and it's delicious. Every corner. I can't even tell you the
Which sausage
name.
would you like? And there's a list of 200 sausages.
Something good. That's cool. Well, I tell you, I worked a little bit in IT, not so much though. My whole thing was mainly I worked in marketing and as an artist. So most of my work is involved in, I originally made websites, and I do IT in as much as I want to for my hobbies, and that I've spent years and years just working, I still do this, just deploying websites for people, but it's nothing very technical or interesting. But I think that's fantastic. Yeah, totally. By the way, you guys secure your stuff. He was just reminding me that everything you have that you care about should be on two-factor authentication. And what two-factor means is that when you type in your password and it screws up, they send you a text message on your phone. And if
at least have another email connected to it, yeah, at least.
Yep. For years, I remember Google some Chinese person had hacked into one of my Googles and had put in their own recovery email in there. And Google, I was actually one of the people who helped them move that interface to the front. I remember sending an email saying, why the Sam fuck is the alternate email buried in this triple menu drop down behind the thing? This is critical. They snuck in and entered this here because they knew I wouldn't see it. Like, you are crazy. So now they have
And
a
you could be
page.
hacked and you wouldn't know it, and they can just
It
keep
happened.
on getting your information.
Yep, it happened. That's exactly
One
it.
day you enter something into an email with some personal, or they can take over your identity.
Yep. Yeah, it can happen quite easily. Yes, quite easily. So there you go. Two-factor authentication, especially with your big account, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, all that. All that stuff. That's fantastic. Hey, look, we have good advice for people. I tell you, I want to know, we can ask people in chat questions. By the way, since we're in chat around here, you guys ask any kind of question you want. I want to thank, personally, Cliff Fails, 6Retro6, and Dana Frank for donating with the Super Chat system. I love you. And it won't let me send you back a Super Chat that says I love you. Why can't I do that on my own channel? That doesn't make sense, Google. They have little things on my page all the time to say, how happy are you with streaming? And this is the kind of stuff I tell them about. I'm like, why don't you save my chats? Because you know that we have 3 million minutes watched, 250,000 views, all live for almost 2 years now, and I don't get to keep any of those chats. You know how much chat that is? I mean, it's text. They can compress that.
Would you really be able to read it all?
Yeah. Because many times people want to see it. Many times people refer to it, and I can't. And you know what I mean? Like, information goes by. Like, if you guys recommend Juice You Love or RDA to review or anything, if you don't come back after the thing, then I have to watch the video and then hope I repeated it, because it doesn't show it on screen either. So, unless I say it out loud, like, oh, David Leone is at the National Vape Expo. That's fantastic.
Oh, in Connecticut.
Dude, David Leone, call me on live or on Zoom.us, and I'll put you on the broadcast. If you can get that done in a few minutes here, I don't know if you can if you're on live. But we can put him in a little pop-up window and see what's going on there. It'd be fun to talk to him. And Eric Smart, hello. Cosmic Gopher, which is a great name. He loves his cosmonaut Addy, which is really cool. Oh, VT Vape Guy does concrete, and the weather has been crappy. That is bad for concrete, because like rain and humidity blows when you're trying to watch concrete dry and mix it up. And thanks for Cliff Fails. He said you're welcome, and he loves the channel, and I really appreciate that. And Dana Frank says, so guys, I'm ready to put on my big girl pants and purchase my first RDA. Any suggestions? Single build. Are we gonna recommend the avocado? There's a lot of good choices, honestly. How about the Serpent RDTA? It's freaking amazing. I have that right here. It's like easy. It's like an avocado, basically, with a single coil on top. I think these are $20. Botofo's killing it right now, in my opinion.
Might have to get one of those.
It is a little avocado with a single coil. That's really what it is. You know, the reason I love this is that there's no messing around with the adapter or anything. I just grab it and go. And it's 22 millimeters. It is really small capacity, but it's got the little nipple holes. You squeeze the stuff in. But the capacity is small. But I recommend...
Is that an MTL tank?
You know, I'm going to say that it's close. Like, you can like crank down. It has one airflow, like one Cyclops style airflow in the front, not symmetrical, and you can crank it down pretty low. So I'm gonna say you can get real close. Like, I'm not gonna say yes exactly. Let me get some batteries. We'll need some batteries for my devices. Yeah, that's a good question. I know that people like Patrick, Son of Liberty Radio, and those guys vape on this, and I think it's pretty. He vapes on what I would call intermediate, but he also does a lot of mouth to lung. And I guess if you're asking if you would vape on this, maybe. That was 40, way too many watts. Maybe put it on 30, 28 watts. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Not for me, but with a different nicotine, maybe in a different build. It's got a big alien on it right now. It's not like I would put like a 26 parallel or something in it. You know what I mean? If I were going to do mouth alone. Yeah.
Love that 26 gauge.
Yeah, it's the best, isn't it? But I love this thing with a little alien in it at like between 30 and 50 watts. It's killer. I don't really vape it that high because it's only a single coil. You just can't crank single coils. Flavor. That's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It kind of whistles though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's quite loud. Yeah.
So maybe that's a con. If it had two air holes, it wouldn't whistle, obviously. And maybe if this one were a little taller. But if it was a little taller, you'd see more like osmotic wicking coming out of it, like shit coming out. Let's see. Gizzard Sue said get the Wasp. The Wasp is a pretty good idea. That's that little tiny one to start on. Someone else recommended that. She has a Limitless Plus, but the Limitless Plus is a little bit big for somebody who, I mean, it's easy to build on because it's got the posts and all that stuff, but it's a humongous amount of vape and everything. I would say, honestly, get a Serpent Alto or a Serpent RDTA if you want to build. Or just an Avocado 22 SC. That's really a great starter, honestly, I think. I think you'd probably... I'm trying to, in my head, trying to figure out whether I should push you to a Serpent RDTA or an Avocado 22 SC. If you don't like the hugeness of the Limitless and you want to try something single coil, get the Serpent RDTA. It's awesome. It's really great. Great flavor. You put one coil in it. It's easy to build. You cannot screw up a single coil deck like that. You just can't. Like, how are you going to screw it up? Like, it's a great thing to start building on because there's only two leads and you clip them there. And as long as you're not touching, where you will screw it up is by, and I went over this in my little unboxing video, is if your leads touch the sides, and they won't on this one probably. So I love this thing. I'm going to vape this today. This has that menthol from Van Gogh vapes that I just got in it. It's pretty wild. Do you like menthols, Colin? Chili Dog, do you ever vape menthols?
I do have one, yeah. It's a grape menthol, and I normally vape that when I get a cold.
I know so many people who say that. Is it by Zap Juice, by any chance?
Oh, no, it's by some Malaysian company.
Curious.
I forget who it is. I've transferred it into a steep bottle. Because it comes at zero Nick, and you have to put your booster in.
Yeah, interesting. I know that Van Gogh, one of their new things is a grape. It's not menthol. And they just sent me a menthol that was really good. It's like a jackfruit cactus menthol. And they sent me some other fruit stuff too. And I guess, who else has a menthol they sent me lately? I think people are trying to make better menthol this year. It's been kind of ignored, but there's a big market for it. There's a lot of guys and gals like you who are like, well, especially my friends in Europe. I don't hear this as much in America, but oh my God, in Europe, many people say, hell yeah, I vape that when I'm sick.
Yeah, I don't vape it otherwise. I don't vape it otherwise. I hate the stuff.
Yeah, it can be so overpowering.
Yes, take it. It helps you.
Right, it's like your own Vicks mentholatum rub on your chest. I know, that's so soothing.
That's right.
I love that.
Good old Vicks.
It looks like someone was looking at the Pulse RDA. Do you know anything about that one? I don't know. It's a single coil RDA. Clicity's not a fan of menthol. That's a nice way to say it. I think a lot of people.
Sorry, I'm getting some lag here.
Yes, you look very contemplative. Your audio is fine. Ironically, these are little things that can iron out. I'm glad the audio is okay. I'm sorry for you guys in the audience, but at least he's frozen on a beautiful picture. I noticed we both have some beardness, but you're also going a little gray. Are beards fashionable in France right now?
You're back. Amongst vapors, yeah. Seems like all vapors have beards.
Pretty much. Even the women. A lot of the women have good beards, I've noticed. Not that many, actually, but a couple. Maybe they should. I love mine. Did beards ever go out of fashion? in France, or are they out of fashion now? Yeah, I would think around the Mediterranean it wouldn't be that fashionable.
Um, yeah, it's if you're a certain skin tone, you should probably not have a beard at the moment in France. I'm sad to say.
Yeah, it's that way in America too. Unfortunately, we've gone back to that. It's embarrassing. Um, Good question, because I know that beards were out of fashion real hard socially, like in the early 2000s, and I'm so glad that's over. I don't want to ever have a phase like that again. I want them to stay in fashion.
All these vapors on YouTube, you see some really good beards.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And so yeah. So I'm gonna have to check out. I'm gonna have to check out the Pulse RDA. Apparently, it's one of Vapor Trail's projects. Yeah, I will check it out. So let's do a time check here because it's Saturday morning. What are you up to today, by the way? I'm so glad that glad that you took time out of your schedule. Thank you for taking Saturday. I know you're a busy family guy and all that stuff, and I can attest to the fact that nobody has tons of extra time on Saturdays because I'm busy too.
No, I took care of things this morning, and I'll do shopping tomorrow. So.
Yeah, we have a ton of stuff to do. We're going to some friend of Dawn's is in some band with Chris Novoselic from Nirvana, and we're going to that show tonight.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and then I have a ton of things to do. I just got a new camera, so I've got to take some more shots of me vaping on this iJoy box. I'm using the iJoy box as like a guinea pig for making recorded videos. So I have some video, and you guys are going to see like a tester video that's a review of this. It's going to be terrible. That's going to be the first one like that I do. So just remember, it's going to be terrible, but we're going to do another one. They're going to get better and better. So be kind when you guys see this post. It'll be sometime in the next few weeks.
That'll be 4K, yeah?
Maybe, yes. Yes, I'm so. It'll either be in 4K or it'll post in super good quality 1080p because I did it in 4K. I think the end will be. That's the question is, I don't know whether the end will be 4K and I should just do a little 4K promo thing that says, look, I do 4K. Or if I should do the review in 4K, because I have to mix up a bunch of photography. Fuck it, I'll just do 4K. Fuck it, we'll see. It might take if it takes 3 weeks to render, I'll have one 4K video on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 4K rendering, yeah. Depends what computer you have, I guess.
Yeah, and what I've got is my computer is built around this gaming i5 that I built, which is perfect for what it's for. It's for gaming, but you know very well that when you come to encoding and all this other stuff, yeah, the kind of stuff that I'm doing, I could really benefit from the multiprocessor threading and all that stuff. And it's another reason why I'm going to start pushing for people to do more donations and stuff because I need to spend about $1,000 on a new computer, and if I do that, I'll be sailing. Yeah, about $1,000. I can totally build an i7 with whatever.
Yeah, all the encoding software can use that extra processing power in the i7, whereas gaming doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been a problem, and I'm really good at building my PCs to be good at what they're good for. I never intended to do video streaming or anything. I'll give you an example. This computer isn't suitable to play games and stream them with video and all that stuff. You can't do that because it's encoding and re-encoding. So, I could do that with our second computer. Better solution, just get a really good i7 and do that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start raising money for that this year. So for all of you guys, thank you, every single one of you. I'm going to shout out to everybody who donated with the super chat. Again, Dana and Cliff and 6Retro6, you guys are the greatest. I love you. Thank you. And it's going to be another case where the spikes are going to go like this. You guys would be shocked how little I do earn residual advertising income from these videos, but it amounts to, after 2 years of doing this out of the goodness of my heart, it comes out to pennies, 25 cents after a year. You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't exactly like the hottest show and all that stuff. So just for y'all's edification, so you know, that's how important it is. Thank you so much. That's going to feed my dog. That's funny. In case anybody was interested in the sausage bits of YouTube. It's kind of boring, really. Wonk. Yeah, I'm so excited about trying to finish actual recorded reviews. It's been quite a learning experience to like have a camera and then have to use it and stuff. And I'm still not 100% ready to use it, sadly. By the way, you know that the reason why I haven't been doing as many live videos on YouTube is that my car mount broke. So I used to do it every single morning on the way to work. Yeah, now it doesn't work. It's like I kept on having to push it up, and then now it's just in the floorboard. So I've got to buy another car mount.
I saw the one with your brother-in-law.
Oh my God, isn't that, yeah, with him bickering with me?
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was. I'll tell you a story. You know that he picked another fight with me that day over nothing. I don't even remember what we were talking about. It was literally nothing. Like, to me, whatever it was just absolutely nothing. And on the way home, he picked a third fight with me, and then he actually assaulted me in my car, and I had to kick him out of the car.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and I'm never going to talk to him again. I don't know anyone like that.
Oh,
I don't want to know anyone like that. He like actually touched me and grabbed me. And he's like all about his karate moves or whatever. And I was like, never, nobody touches me. Get out.
So he lost his right to work then?
I mean, I had gotten in. All I did since he came back to Seattle was befriend him, tell him how happy I was to see him, hang out with him, get him a part-time job, and drive him to work. That's all I did. And look what I got for it. I got assaulted. And you saw one of them that morning. It's like he is unsettled. So I am sympathetic because he has problems, but I'm never talking to him again. I mean, nobody like that can be around me. I just, wall goes up. I'm not that way. But anyway, that's some drama. How about that? Can you believe that? It's like that didn't turn out well. I tried to just change the subject when he was freaking out, and he just wouldn't allow me. But he did it all day. So that was dumb.
Next subject.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that drama, but that was silly. That was just silliness. I know, see, life happens. But I miss doing my broadcast. It was nice to have someone in the car to hold the camera, but I'll have to get somebody else. Maybe I'll give someone else a ride to work. If I can. Yeah, Cliff L says, yeah, that was crazy. And everybody's gushing over the reloaded RDA. Is it reload or reloaded?
Reload.
Yeah.
It's reload RDA.
What do you know about that?
Not much. There's the RDA and the DTA, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Grim, I think Grim reviewed it. Grim Green.
Yeah.
So go check out his vlog.
It's like a Kennedy-ish looking thing.
Yeah, where the coils are in the center. We kind of got the posters on the outside. I believe it's that one with the posters on the outside, and the coils are in the center, and the Kennedy airflow comes up to the middle.
Yeah, you're right.
Which could be a disaster if you're dripping.
It looks easy as hell to build on.
Yeah. It's a bit strange, but I mean, once you get used to it, it's a great idea.
I'm sure. I don't personally need bottom airflow. That's just me. I know it's good. I mean, I know.
Yeah, divided on bottom airflow, to be honest. I have a lot with side airflow now, so that's fine. I just build my cores a little bit above the airflow on the side, and it's great.
Yeah. Huh, this thing looks good. Maybe I'll get one. It looks easy as crap to build on. I mean, who could complain about that? That's like insanely easy. Well, I appreciate everybody in chat for helping Dana narrow down her choice of which RDA and RDTA she wants. Now all we've done is give her a gigantic pile of crap to go research herself. We didn't really help. I think we just told her.
You should always do your research before spending your hard-earned cash.
That's exactly right. Exactly. And I haven't looked at that one yet. We try to help. Let's wrap this up. It's been 45 minutes, and that is our magical golden hour where it's the magical combination of amount of time where YouTube does things efficiently and nothing gets cut up or chopped up. Also, they're pressure washing outside my house. Let me see here. Look, I want to say thank you so much to you, Colin, Chili Dog, for coming on and being on our show. And I tell you, you're welcome to come on here every single week, any week that you want to come on and hang out. If any of you all want to be on, message me. I'm sorry I interrupted you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Anybody, if you guys want to, come on, give me a message. Send me a message at Gmail, juicytones@gmail.com. We have people on the show talking about their vaping stories as much as we can. And so don't be shy about sending an email. And if you contacted me before and I didn't contact you back, contact me again because I probably lost your message, especially if you DM me on Instagram because it's extremely hard to keep track of those on Instagram. So I want to thank everybody in chat. Again, 6Retro6, Cliff Fails, and Dana for using the super chat system. You guys are the greatest. I can't believe how awesome you are. Isn't that just great? I can't believe it. I'm going to be able to feed the dog. And also, everybody else. Gizzard, Dana, Chris, TD Wester, of course, and Todd. TD Wester has the other Nuve mod. He won the beautiful anniversary Nuve mod, which is amazing. And Alone, Robert Milner, thanks so much for the compliment. I appreciate it. I love all you guys. So let's see. Have you got a cup of tea ready there?
I have some coffee, yes.
All right, let's have a vape and head out here. I hope all of you have a great Saturday. I hope you have a great Saturday. Over there in Paris. Ish. I'm sorry, keep forgetting that you're in the cool part of France. Yeah, you're in the cool part of France where people don't talk that fast and where everything is nice.
Yeah, they have weird accents, I suppose. But...
Do they? That's awesome. Okay, so let's vape out.
Yep.
Stick around and chat because we're going to stay alive for a few more minutes and chat with you guys. So hold on just 1 second. Thank you.